just your own body and your body weight, we can make resistance and connect just with ourselves. So we don't need anything other than you and maybe a mat so it's a little bit more comfortable. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm starting my timer here and we'll lay down on our mat. We're gonna go ahead and lay down on our mat. Our knees are bent, feet are planted, hip bone distance apart. Arms are long by the side. Take a nice deep inhale in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. We can take the hands to the rib cage to feel that breath drawing out to the sides of the ribs all the way to the upper back. And feel the rib cage knit together as we exhale. We want to really connect that navel to spine, and as you're doing this, we don't want that belly to puff out, so that's why we're doing our lateral breathing, drawing that breath out to the sides and up rather than letting the belly fill up. Again, nice big inhales and exhales. We add movement. On our inhale, tuck the pelvis, lift the hips to the ceiling. Exhale, draw your arms up and over. Keep your arms reaching back as we slowly round down one vertebrae at a time. And then we exhale, draw the arms by the side when our tailbone touches. Again, inhale, hips lift up. Exhale, arms go up and over. Inhale, slowly peel down one vertebrae at a time. And exhale, draw the arms back down by your side. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale, arms. Inhale, slowly round down one vertebrae at a time until your tailbone lengthens to the mat. We exhale and draw the arms back down. We're going to lift the arms in line with our ears and walk the legs together. Keep the shoulders on the mat. Keep the knees stacked. Inhale, drop your knees to the right. Make sure your left shoulder doesn't lift. Exhale, use your obliques to draw to center. Inhale, drop the knees to the left. Make sure that right shoulder doesn't lift. And exhale, draw to center. Dropping the knees to the right once again. Reach long through that left arm. Get that nice big stretch. Exhale, navel to spine, draw back in, drop the knees to the left, reach long out of that right arm. And exhale, draw back. Again, inhale, drop the knees to your right, reaching long through the left arm, drop the knees to the left, reaching long through the right arm, and draw back to center. Relax your arms back by your side. We're going to lift our legs up to tabletop. Now, we can either keep the legs in tabletop or extend them long, and I have the modification on the left. You are more of a challenge on the right. We keep the chest lifted. We pump those arms, gaze right at your navel point. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. As we're doing this work, I want you to keep your gaze right at your belly button. We're pumping those arms like we're splashing the surface of water. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can go ahead and pause with the arms and relax back down. We're planting our feet down on the mat. And if you're wearing a sweatshirt and you're too hot, it's time to take it off. So we want to start off, we're laying on the mat, and I'm going to be showing you how we do our roll-ups here. We want our feet to stay firmly planted, hip bone distance apart. We can also walk your hands up the backs of the legs if you need a little assistance. We round all the way up to sitting tall, and then you find your C curve and you slowly round down. We can use your hands for help, but you're not pulling up with the hands. We're using our abs. We round all the way up to sitting up nice and tall, and then you find your C curve, relax your shoulders, slowly round your way down. You do 5 total of whichever version we're doing. So if you were using your hands, even though our modification screen went away, you can continue with that version. If you feel your feet picking up off the mat, you can slide your feet a little bit further ahead of you. And I want you to go ahead and round your way up, find that length in your spine, and then find that scoop of the belly and slowly round down. Relaxing the neck and head back. We're going to extend the legs on the mat, and our right leg goes up to the ceiling. And we want to grab towards the back of the leg, heel towards the midline, draw your leg across the body, back in line with the hip, and lift. Inhale down, back in line with that hip, and lift. We're drawing a half circle. Make sure that you are not letting your right hip pick up off the mat. Make sure your lower back is not arching up off of the mat. We're gonna stay at 90 and reverse straight down, go across the body and back up. Again, inhale down, exhale up and around. Reach long out of that hip socket, sink your navel to spine even deeper. We've got another few here, keeping that external rotation. Inhale down, exhale up and around. We grab to the back of that leg. We're going to keep that left heel pressing down, and we're going to round all the way up to sitting. Big stretch of that hamstring and slowly round down. Now, if you can't round up all the way, you can see on the left, I'm just getting that chest lifted up, connecting into the abs, and rounding back down. You want to keep your left heel pressing into the mat. Get that nice big hamstring stretch as we're doing this work. So you've got your two versions. Do whichever is the most challenging for you, but you can still do it. Relax your shoulders, get that C curve, and slowly round down. So you would be continuing with that chest lift if you're doing that version. And we lower the right leg, the left leg goes up to the ceiling, and we do our single leg circles. We go across the body, back in line with that hip, and lift straight up. Again, inhale across, back in line with the hip, we exhale to lift. Reaching long out of that hip socket, sink your navel to spine even deeper. Try to keep your hip nice and planted, make sure your lower back is not arching, and then we reverse. We go straight down, go across your body and back up. Again, inhale straight down, exhale across the body and back up. Reaching longer and further out of your hip socket, sinking that navel to spine a little bit deeper. Straight down, go up and around. And then we hold the back of that left leg, and you are either rounding all the way up to sitting and then taking that leg with you as you round down, or you're doing your modification that we did on the first side where you're just getting that abdominal connection. You might not roll up all the way. Whichever version we're doing, that right heel is pressing down into the mat. And we are working that hamstring stretch here. So we're getting that nice length to the back of the leg. Try to keep those shoulders relaxed and then find that abdominal connection to slowly round our way back down, neck and head draw down. From here, we can go ahead and bend the knees and plant the feet once again, and we'll round our way all the way up to sitting. We're gonna get into our rolling like a ball. Hands on the outsides of the ankles, heels are together, your knees are as wide as your shoulders, and we rock back using our navel to spine connection to come up. So as we're doing this, you wanna make sure you're not rolling into the shoulders or onto the neck. You wanna keep your gaze at your navel point. Draw the shoulders down and back. We engage the lats at the base of the shoulder blades. Your hands are on your ankles, and we can continue with that, or we can plant the feet and stand up and reach the arms forward and drop back for more rocking. So you can either continue with your rolling like a ball, or we can go into our squats and we drop it back, get that scoop, plant those feet, squeeze the glutes, stand up, arms by your side, reach the arms forward as you lower into your squat and drop it back down. Relax the shoulders, squeeze the glutes as we stand up and then drop it back. We can do little pulses in our final squat, lowering an inch and lifting an inch up. Squeeze those cheeks together, rock back one more time, and we come back up. We are, from here, going to roll down once again to lay on the mat. Pull your right knee into the chest, outside hand on the ankle, inside hand is on our knee. The left leg goes long, chest lifts up. Inhale with the right leg, exhale, switch to the left. Right hand, right ankle, switching left hand, left ankle. So we have our hand placement so that we don't tweak that knee out of alignment. Keeping that chest lifted, keep your gaze at your navel point. Inhale, right leg, and switch as you exhale to the left. Pull two knees in. Try to keep the chest lifted up. We reach the legs forward and arms back and under your ears. Exhale it in. Inhale, reach forward, and exhale it in. Heels together, toes apart. Sink your navel to spine to draw back in. Inhale, reach. And exhale, draw in. We have one more. Inhale to reach. And exhale, draw in. Right leg goes up to the ceiling, left leg goes forward, and we are switching double long legs here. So inhale, right leg, and exhale, left leg. We want to keep both legs nice and long, reaching long out of the hip, keeping that chest lifted. Keep your gaze at your navel point. Always a modification for a series of 5 is keeping the head down if the chest lifting is going into your neck. 2 legs up to the ceiling, hands behind the neck and head, and we lower 2 legs down and we exhale to lift back up. Inhale, lengthen and lower. We exhale, draw back up. Reach long out of the hip socket, sink the navel to spine to lift. Inhale forward, exhale it up. Again, inhale, draw the legs forward, and we exhale, draw up. Right knee in, twist to that knee, left leg's long, and switch. Crisscross. Inhale, up and over to the right. Exhale, switch to the left. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, switch. Again, inhale to our right side. Switch over to the left. Up and over to the right, hold, and switch to the left and hold, and we relax back down all the way. Relax the arms, and planting the feet hip bone distance apart. Let's go ahead and round all the way up and sit up tall. Your feet are going to be in line with your hip bones and flex. Reach the arms forward. Find length in your spine first. Make sure you're not sinking back in your seated position. And then we find our C curve to reach up and over, and then round up to sitting tall. Again, scoop your abs in and up, reach forward, and exhale, restack. Grow taller. Again, feet stay flexed. Scoop those abs in and up as we reach forward and restack. Again, scoop and reach, and sit up nice and tall. Last one, scoop those abs in and up, sit tall, and then from here, palms flip up to the ceiling, legs draw together. We rock back into our C curve and we go into our bicep curls. We are not using weights today, but you are welcome to add them in if you would like, but let's concentrate on our connection. As we're doing this work, it's like you're flexing your bicep and slowly resisting as the arm draws forward. Curl your arms up and slowly lengthen out. Try to relax your shoulders down, get that scoop of the belly, curl the arms to a 90-degree bend, and slowly restack. Forward fold, reach to the toes. Rounding up, fists are drawn together. We're gonna rock back into our C curve once again and twist to the right from above the hips and over to the left. Twist up and over to the right and back to the left. Think about as if you are twisting through the spine. You're not letting your hips lift. Drawing over to the right and then to the left. Over to the right, get that twist. Over to the left. Back to center, round up and forward fold. You're gonna go ahead and make your way to laying on your stomach. Hands are under the shoulders. And we are going to do our Cobra Lift, lifting up through the chest and lower. Make sure your arms are not pressing into the mat. You are using just the lower back extensors to lift your chest. Your neck stays long. Your heels are together, your toes are apart. We press your pelvis into the mat as we lift. And we lower back down. Make sure your neck is not changing. Again, inhale to lift and lower back down. We lift one more time, hold it here, try to lift a little higher, and then lower back down, take the arms out to a T, sweep the arms back and lift once again. Arms go out wide, hovering over the floor as we lower the chest. Again, inhale, arms sweep backwards, and we exhale to lower. Keep that neck nice and long. Sweep the arms back, chest lifts up, lower the chest, arms go wide. Inhale, sweep back, and then exhale to lower. One more, sweep those arms back and lower the chest, arms go wide, relax the arms, place your hands back under your shoulders, tuck the toes under, and we're gonna lift into a plank, either from the knees or a long-legged plank for our push-ups. Shoulders are over our elbows. Let your elbows stay closely into the rib cage as we lower and lift. Now we're gonna do 5 push-ups total. Whichever version you're doing, I want you to make sure your back is not arching. And after our 5th push-up, we're going to pike our hips up. So you might need to lower your feet down to the mat. And walk the hands back. Now you can also do a little back extension before lifting up. A little bit of a yoga move there. And we're gonna walk right back out. We're gonna lower down all the way if you were doing your long-legged plank, and then press back into a child's pose, or you had dropped to the knees and press back to a child's pose. We want to get a little forward flexion after all that back extension that we did, and then from here, we are going to make our way to laying down on one of our sides. So we're going to line our back up with the edge of the mat, and we're going to start with our legs in tabletop. So your knees are bent, the knees are in front of the hips, the ankles are right under the knees, and we will float our top leg up to hip height. We open that leg up towards the ceiling, and we lower to our hover. Lift, squeeze the glutes, and lower to hover. As we're doing our work, we want to make sure that we are not rolling backwards off of our stabilizing hip. If you feel yourself rolling back, then I want you to make sure you don't lift quite so high. Lift, squeeze the glutes, and lower, hover at hip bone height. Keeping that nice 90-degree bend in your knee, lift and lower. Squeeze the glutes as you lift and lower to hover. Draw little donut-sized circles with your knee now. I want your femur bone to rotate in your hip socket. We squeeze the glutes. We're breathing through our work. Little donuts here. We're going to reverse the direction of our circle, squeezing the glutes, breathing through our work once again. Little donuts here. Continuing along, relaxing our shoulder and lower down. Keep your heels together. You're going to open your knee up towards the ceiling and lower down, squeeze the thighs. Lift the knee, squeeze the glutes, lower down, squeeze the thighs. Breathing as we do this work. Don't let your heels separate. And you want to connect into that inner and outer thigh. We're going to lengthen our top leg out, and we're going to draw large circles. Sweep it forward, circle up and backwards, and then again back to hip height. We sweep forward, circle it up and back. Reaching long out of the hip, pointing through the toes, sweep that leg forward, circle it up and back. And then we're going to pause on the diagonal, sweep the leg backwards, circle it up and forward. So we reverse our rond de jambe. We're doing large circles. We have 5 in each direction. Sweep it back, circle up and forward. And then we line our leg and our arm up in line with our spine, and then the elbow and knee meet overhead. We're going to squeeze into our top oblique and then lengthen out. Squeeze that elbow and knee together and then lengthen back out. Squeeze it in and lengthen back out. And then from here, we're going to come up into a side plank from the knee up onto the elbow, hand to the hip. Your top leg extends out, and we're going to lift and lower that top leg. I want you to find stability in your side plank, and then we focus on that movement. We can lower the knees down, punch out that glute, and relax. Take a second here. We go ahead and we flip it over to the other side. So we're going to lay on our side. Again, we line our back up with the edge of the mat. Your legs are drawn to tabletop in front of you. We float our top leg up to hip bone height. And then you're going to open that leg up towards the ceiling and lower to hover. Lift, squeeze your glutes, and lower to hover. Breathing through our work, I want you to make sure that your ankle, shin, and knee all move together. We are not letting that knee twist out. We're not letting it lag. We're going to lift, squeeze the glutes, and lower to our hover. As you're here, I want you to find a navel to spine connection. You have a little bit of a lift in your bottom oblique so that you find that the connection. You are really engaged all through the center. We're going to hold at hip height and draw donut-sized circles with that knee. Reaching long out of that hip, straight through that knee, squeeze the glutes, breathe through that work, little circles, and reverse your direction. Continuing along with our little guys here. Little donuts, not massive voodoo donuts. Little guys, and we lower it down. Heels glued together for our clam. Lift that knee up, squeeze your glutes, and lower down, squeeze your thighs. Lift and lower. Breathe through your work. I want you to make sure that as we are here, you are not letting yourself roll backwards off of your stabilizing hip. Lift, squeeze, and lower. I want you to hold that knee lifted up, little pulses at the top. Extend to the front corner, and we do our sweep forward, circle up and back. Inhale, sweep it forward, circle up and behind your other leg. As we're doing this work, we're reaching longer and further out of your hip socket. We sweep it forward, circle it up and behind your other leg, and then we reverse. Sweep backwards, circle it up and forward. Again, sweep it back, circle up and around. We want to reach longer and further out of that hip. Make sure that you are not wobbling with the movement of your leg. You stay stable first and then move the leg second. The leg is lined up in line with you. Your arm reaches back, and now elbow to knee and reach it back out. Elbow to knee. Connect into your top oblique. Get that squeeze into that top side. Elbow to knee and reach it long. Feeling that top oblique firing up, and then we relax back down to now find our side plank. Your elbow goes down. It's a plank from the knee up to the elbow. Top hand goes on your hip. Top leg lengthens out, and we just lift and lower that top leg to continue getting into our oblique and our glutes. Squeeze those cheeks together, get that nice lift and lower, bend the knee, lower down, punch out that glute. You can go ahead and lay down on our back on that mat once again, rounding our way down, and we plant our feet hip bone distance apart. Arms are by your side. We're gonna get ready for some bridging. So we tuck the pelvis, lift the hips up, and then we slowly round right back down. Again, tuck the pelvis, lift up, squeeze those cheeks, and slowly round our way right back down. Again, we can lift up. I want you to lift and squeeze the glutes. And we pulse up an inch and down an inch. Get that lift and lower. Squeeze those glutes, lift and lower. Breathe through our work, lift and lower. We're here for a few more, and then we round right back down. We're gonna take our legs in a butterfly position. So soles of the feet together, and we're lifting up for more bridging. You wanna think about the sides of the feet pressing into the mat, and if this is not good for you, go back to your first version and we do just a second set. We're gonna lift and lower, lift, squeeze the glutes, and then we lower back down. We're gonna lift right back up, and we pulse up an inch and down an inch. Squeeze those cheeks, lift and lower, breathing through our work, lift and lower. Keep pulsing it out, and slowly round right back down. We are going to lift our legs up to tabletop and curl the arms to a 90-degree bend. Chest lifts up. We are, from here, coming up into a teaser and then scooping and returning to our position where we started. So legs shoot forward as your arms reach back in opposition, and we draw back. If you cannot quite get up onto your sit bones, I want you just to do a set of bicep curls with your arms while you're gazing at your belly button. Your legs stay in tabletop. Otherwise, we're using those abs to rock up onto our sit bones. And then we're gonna do arm circles at the top with long arms and reverse those arm circles, bending those elbows lower back down. Give your knees a hug. Relax back down all the way. Lengthen your legs up to the ceiling. We're gonna draw circles in one direction and then reverse. Heels together, toes apart. Inhale down to the right, exhale to return to the top. Inhale down to the left, and exhale to return. So we're drawing circles all the way up to 90 degrees, back and forth, and reversing. One more time. And then we're drawing circles out and away from one another. Your heels meet at the bottom. You lift up the midline. Circle your legs out and down. Heels meet. Exhale up the midline. Circling out and down. Heels together, toes apart. Circling out and down. We're going to reverse now. Straight down the middle. Circle out and back to the top. Again, inhale down. Exhale out and around. Heels together, toes apart. Reach long out of your hips. Sink your navel to spine deeper. Inhale down. Exhale out and back up. We've got one more in this direction. And then we hug the knees in, take a little release off of your lower back. We are going to, again, lengthen the legs. We're gonna lower to our lowest point that our back doesn't arch. Separate the feet hip bone distance and draw little circles about the size of an orange in towards one another. And then we reverse, drawing outwards. And then we're gonna beat the heels together, opening the legs in and out, reaching long out of the hips. We're really connecting into those lower abs. Make sure your back is not straining, and then bend the knees, give your knees a hug. Little release off of that lower back. We're gonna plant our feet and roll our way all the way up to sitting once again. And then we go ahead and stand up on our mat, standing tall, heels together, toes apart. Inhale, chin towards chest, slowly rounding down one vertebrae at a time, letting the neck and head be heavy. We can round up just so we're clearing that mat and draw loose pendulum circles with our arms. Make sure you're not trying to hold your head up. Reverse your circles with your arms. Head is heavy as you shake the head no. When we nod it yes, relax the neck, slowly round up one vertebrae at a time. Restacking lumbar spine, rounding through. Make sure your neck and head are the final thing to come up. Stand tall, roll those shoulders back for 3, 2, 1. Round them up and forward for 3, 2, 1. Relax the arms, shake it out, and come on down. And that is it. You made it through your 25-minute workout, and we didn't even have to add on any props, so great job to you. If you are enjoying these free videos and you would like to donate a little something to Pilates Punx, please feel free to Venmo at Pilates Punx. And if you are looking at any of our other videos and you see some props that you'd like to work out with, check out PilatesPunx.com and go to the video add-ons page. We're going to continue to post these videos each week, but always feel free to reach out if you have any questions about anything. You can email info@PilatesPunx.com, and I'll see you next time.